Let my brothers introduce themselves. Starting with Sir Victor.
Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to the program. This is Savi. That's we appreciate that you guys have the time to join us as we talk about the development back home as regarding our very dark man, the voice of the voiceless, a guy that has bring out himself, to speak truth to power. So it's worth giving the time. You're welcome.
Next, I'm going to go with my chairman, Sawana Eze. Chairman, we can't hear you. Well, let's go with Sam. Sam, you can introduce yourself while chairman fixes audio.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samuel Pierre. Glad you're joining us tonight to discuss about the arrest of our own very dark man. And we hope you enjoy us tonight. Thank you for tuning in.
So, Victor, what do you have to tell us about this arrest? What do you know about this case? The news I was listening to, maybe I should just play it a little. The news was talking about problem with GTB Bank, according to Arise News. Let's hear them for a second.
From his mother's account, well, according to his lawyer, Deji Adeyoju, VDM was ambushed by EFCC operatives and trapped inside GTB's exit door for over 5 minutes. A move, he claims, was a deliberate ploy to allow the anti-graft officers to effect his arrest. Many Nigerians, including VDM's brother, Mark Vincent Oshe, have accused the bank of complicity in the arrest and called for a boycott of the bank.
Everybody have been saying, come out and protest, come out and protest. Definitely, we are coming out on Monday. I'm not going to lie to you. We are coming out on Monday. We are coming out, me, myself, my family. I, Mark Vincent, I'm coming to GT Bank, Area 3 branch on Monday to withdraw my money, my small money I get with now. I'm going to withdraw my money. I'm going to make sure my family members withdraw their money. I'm going to make sure every Ratel withdraw their money from GTB Bank. We are not coming to fight you people, but we are coming out in mass, believe me. We are coming out in mass. We are not coming to play with you people. We are coming to do business on your ground. We are coming to take what is rightfully.
So, Savik, from this news on Arise News, they're saying it has to do with GTB Bank. But then there was still a report again that GT Bank showed a video that he was leaving the bank. So that he left the bank, as a matter of fact. So let me just do that then before we go in.
Showing VDM exiting the bank, according to the Chief Communication Officer of GT Bank, Oyinde Adekite. VDM posted on his social media pages that he was visiting GT Bank branch in Garki to resolve the alleged issue with his mother's account. He concluded his business successfully and left our branch, as seen in the CCTV footage. As we can see here, his subsequent arrest is unrelated to his visit to the bank branch in Garki. We saw this footage circulating, released by the Vanguard newspaper, and we did see that VDM had left the premises of the bank. So, it does show that, appears that GT Bank has nothing to do with his arrest. But, I'll take a tweet from this person, Alexis, who wrote,
Chairman, you have your audio together, right?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
yes,
sir.
Yes, we
so
can
just
hear
introduce
you.
yourself so we go.
Clearly.
Yes, I think I fixed my audio right now. So let's move on.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Yeah, so Victor, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, The thing is, VDM was actually, like everybody knows, VDM is, an activist, speaks for the downtrodden and fight for those who cannot fight for themselves using the social media space. So what happened was that, he just got to know that the mom has been fleeced by GTB. So every month there's a particular amount that the bank takes from the mom. I think almost 50 to 60% of the mom's salary. And the mom didn't want to tell him. He didn't even know. Why VDM keep fighting for others? His mom was suffering, going through this. And the reason why the mom, just for the purpose of this information, because there are a lot of people that are going to come and say, oh, VDM, so the mom is suffering, this, that. No. The mom has this passion. She has this link, this connection with these kids where she works. I think it's a school or something. And so she refused to quit the job because that's her passion. Okay? But what happens is that in every month, GTB takes almost 50% of the salary. And why GTB says somebody used her NIN to borrow money from the bank. And the mother said she didn't borrow no money. And she kept going to different branches to complain about those withdrawals, that she didn't borrow no money. But the bank keep insisting that she borrowed without trying to explain or even show more proof and things like that to her. And so when VDM got to know about this, he came online. That was on the weekend. Was it on the weekend or on the Thursday? I remember very well him complaining, talking about it, saying that GTB, I'm coming to the bank tomorrow. And I'm coming just to take care of this. You guys will better take care of this because my mom cannot be working and you'll be taking almost 50 to 60% of her salary, saying that someone used her NIN to borrow money. If you want to do the real banking, you are supposed to protect your customer. If someone uses someone else's NIN to borrow money, there's an account where that money was lodged. You could trace those transactions. So VDM was saying all this. That was, I think, on the Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And then he was saying that we're coming to the bank. So what transpired in the bank? Forget about those videos that GTB showed the world. That is just trying to save face. The truth about it is that, first of all, I'm not going to take time, but I just want to give a background of this case so that you understand it very well. Very Dark Man has been calling up the EFCC. Virtually in most of the case, let me just cite one. The case against Mercy Chinwo, you know her, the gospel singer, and her former producer, was a serious case that was handled, I think, is it in Kwara State or one of these western states, not Lagos State, I think either Kwara State or your state, I can't remember the exact state though, but the case was handled there. And the way it was handled, it wasn't handled properly. And VDM got involved in that case. And we get to know the truth about how they were being, using her connections and things to, frustrate the guy, forcing him to sign things that he's not supposed to sign, just to let go of some things. And VDM got into that case. And from that time, VDM has been calling out the EFCC, including when E-Money was arrested. And VDM now said, wait, remember that the same guy, I can't remember the state now, the same guy that was handling that case, who was in charge of the EFCC at this particular state, has been transferred to Lagos. And the same guy now has gone around to arrest E-Money for stepping on Naira, not even spraying the Naira, mutilating and things like that. So he keep calling out EFCC, and he keep telling them that he has his ears all over the place. So on Thursday, after making that video, he went to the bank. On getting to the bank, you know how they play. The Nigerian factor kicked in. instead of them taking care of the issue, the problem, they pretend to have, trying to do it and things like that. Each time he wanted to leave, the CSO say, no, wait. They keep like delaying him, like holding him back, not like forcefully, but as soon as they knew what it is that they were planning or they had in stock, so that they let him go. And that was why they were so quick to release those video that he has finished his transaction in the bank, and then he was leaving. Then the EFCC came in a Gestapo style. VDM is a public figure. Why, if there's a petition like they claim, you can't invite him? You have to come and then had to like put a hoodie on him, like kidnapping him, and then later on give all this story. As we speak right now, the EFCC hasn't given an official statement on that case right now as we speak, because the last statement that was given by the BBC. The EFCC came out to refute it and say, oh, that's fake news. And in one breath, Deji Adeyoju, who is the counsel to VDM, if you go to his handle, his X handle, you're going to see the letter that EFCC gave, stating that VDM was arrested because there were multiple petition on cyber bully and things like that. So the thing is that, first of all, the GTB cannot exonerate itself from this case. They are a corporate. And the EFCC itself has a lot to answer, So I just want to leave it there so we understand the background of the case. Thank you.
Okay. Chairman, what do you have to say about this case? What's the take on it? Chairman, your audio is bad. We can't hear you. While it's sort the audio, while it's sorted out. Sam, what do you have to say while Chairman sorts his audio?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. V. You said it wrong. You just said it wrong. The last time, there's a lot going on in cyberspace. The last time I heard VDM was when he was reporting that while he was fighting for every other person inside his own house, his own mother is being pinching or being taken advantage of by the bank, GTB Bank. That this is uncalled for, and rightly so. He mentioned that he's going to sort it out in the bank the next day. So that was the last time I heard about him. The next news was that he was arrested in a bank. He just gave a lay down the background of all these things, but this EFCC, they keep painting themselves with all these black brush. If you're going to do something, or if you are accusing an individual of a crime, why going in this manner? You're fighting crime, fine and good. But why going in this manner? Why going to a bank, hooded up and acting like a kidnapper? That was why the initial reaction was that VDM has been kidnapped. Why should you do that? Okay. They mentioned that they've been sending numerous invitations to his known address for what they call it, financial malfeasance. That don't add up, because we all know that VDM has been commenting on the corruption, deep-rooted corruption in EFCC. Even when, what's his name? Her name, Bobrisky was arrested. VDM exposed, the goings, how he was treated, lodged in a place, all those things. So
Yep.
he's been pinching in their skin. So for them to say that arresting him is unconnected with, you know, what he's been saying, about them or what he knew about them is baseless. So if you want to do stuff, be wise. Just do it with wisdom. You're a financial or crime fighting agency, for Christ's sake. Why should you do stuff in a backdoor manner? And GTB helped this thing to go on. That was why there is a call now for people to withdraw from GTB Bank, because they cannot deny that they don't know anything about this incident. They set him up. I can even tell you that they invited EFCC to come, because from my understanding, he did not disclose his location. We know he's going to GTB Bank, but he didn't disclose his location. So how did they know that he is in that particular location, and why should they come there and arrest him in that manner? You know, the truth is still going to come out. There's 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 a place, or there's a point where people will say enough is enough. He's hitting to that point. He's hitting to that point because this young man, how old is he? 31. This young man is sacrificing his own life, you know, to expose all these ills that's been going on that people are scared to say. People are afraid. People say we fear about our life, we fear about this, that's why we can't talk. That's why I'm a man will slap you, you will turn the other side, all those things. But this young man has done more than the great people you're talking about, the great human rights activists could not even do. All those people that will claim that they fought for democracy or all these things, they have not done, a quarter of what VDM is doing with his life, with his mouth, with his all he has, trying to expose all these things. This is very, very dangerous. You know, they say uh, there's freedom of speech, and after the freedom of speech, what happened? There's the way they say it. It sounds funny, but it's not funny. Freedom of speech is the tenet of democracy. If people cannot, you can't allow people to express their freedom of speech, then it's better we go back to the military rule. Because this young man was arrested because of freedom of speech, because of him expressing what the upper class or the politicians or these agencies, what they're doing to the poor masses. He's, you know, he's pointed in their eyeball, and they're not comfortable with it. So I hope and I beg them that nothing should happen to this young man, because that revolution they're looking for, it might start from there. It might start from the arrest of VDM. It might start from the arrest of VDM, because this young man has been able to, delve into the life of, people, and people have high hope on him, and he's fearless. What else are we calling for? The people that claim that they fought military, they don't have the courage this young man is expressing now. They don't have. I was a member of Campaign for Democracy. I know how we do it. I know how the top people believe. They, on the other hand, they will go to the military leaders and take the peanuts. They'll come back and make noise. All those things, all those camouflage. But VDM is doing this thing, pointing at them, and they're not comfortable with it. And he's winning souls. He's winning masses. So they're gonna get what they're asking for. If they don't release this guy, they're gonna get what they're asking for. I don't know what else they want. This arrest, as I'm concerned, is unconnected with all his criticism about about what the EFCC is doing. That's my take.
Thank you very much, Sam. Chairman, what do you have to say about it? Chairman, your audio is not connected. Your audio is not connected. While you saw this audio, Fela said something that I would like to play. This is something I want to play. Okay, a second.
To have revolutionaries, to have people who don't fit the Berlin Wall.
Yes.
He was saying at the time, as much as it is revolutionary now, at that point it was even more revolutionary. And it just reminds us of why it's important to have advocates, to have
I want to play this Fela speech.
Yeah, I mean, Fela was talking about
when you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. Then when you are very strong and you talk again, they may kill you. They may even burn your house down, like they burnt my house down at home. Now, when they burn my house finish, some friends who are very, Africans know they are very afraid of life. Hey, fella, yourself, don't talk truth again. You see, they come and tell you not to say the truth again. Then I tell them, I say, them never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa. Pansa pansa means they will hear more and more and more until they can hear no more, because the truth can never die.
He said it all. So, Chairman, have you set the audio?
I think Chairman's audio is having some challenge. I think it's either Chairman will have to either
Okay. Chairman, while you sort it out,
exit up there.
Victor, there's something you said before concerning the GTB Bank. So GTB brought out the video that I showed earlier, that VDM finished his business for the day in their bank and left the bank. And they have the video to prove it. I'll still play it again. Only God knows, and time will tell. But one thing is obvious. It's obvious that this government is trying to silence her citizens. So, few days will tell us. Because you can't detain someone more than how many days? Either you charge the person in the court,
It's already exceeded. It's already exceeded. The detention is already exceeded the constitutionally stipulated time. Although even the constitution itself, I have a question. The constitution, the 1999 constitution, as it is right now, it's not something that I'm at home with. It's not something that I can refer to as a proper document that can guide the nation to greatness. For me, that's a topic for another day. But but it's there in that constitution. I mean, it's supposed to be 24 hours at most. When was he arrested? He hasn't been charged to court, and EFCC does not even have the courtesy to speak to Nigerians and say, okay, this is the reason. I mean, Martin Osei is a public figure, for goodness sake. Millions of Nigerians value him more than a lot of those so-called leaders out there, because they do nothing for the people outside themselves and their immediate family. But this guy is someone like Sam said, he's someone that has put his life out there, a thing that a lot of these guys in office can never do. They can never put not even their nails, their fingernails out there for you. But Martin Osei, VDM, he has put in, he has sacrificed his life, so to speak. But let me come back. GT Bank, GBT Bank cannot. Sorry, did I say GBT or GTB? GBT. Sorry, is it GBT? Oh, sorry,
GTB.
GTB.
Guarantee not Trust Bank.
Oh, okay. You know, it sounds like GBT, because if it's not GBT, tell me why a woman who works 30 days in a month, you have the mind to take 50% of her salary without no explanation. And you and as a bank, as an institution that is backed by law, you'll be okay with that. How come EFCC
To reflect. Yesterday was
never
World Press
arrested-
Freedom in trouble, I think is.
never
So I think it's
never arrested VDM before now? How did EFCC get to know that VDM was in the bank and he was there at that particular time? So, I mean, GTB, because it's all the attitude seems to be like GBT's. That's why GBT comes.
What
to
is
my
GTB?
mouth.
What is GPT?
GBT is Magu Magu now. It's
Okay.
Magu Magu. You know, the more you look, the less you see. So, they cannot like just throw their hands up like what they did, showing those videos. Just go and inquire for you to see what GTB has been doing to Nigerians. Go and inquire. Did you hear what Sheun said the other day? He said they go to his account and take money without explanation. You know why? Because at the end of the day, the government is not going to hold them accountable. They and the government, I don't know what difference they are, because all what they can do is just to, you know, do what it is that they think they'll always get away with it. That's why. So for me, them playing the video showing VDM exiting their bank doesn't exonerate them, as far as I'm concerned. Anybody that has an account in that bank should advise he or herself accordingly. Because if you can treat Mr. A in this manner, so there is every tendency that Mrs. B will also be treated in the same manner. So if you have an account in that bank, advise yourself, like ASAP. Don't even wait for someone to say it. And in conclusion, I want to say the EFCC should release VDM as soon as possible. Yeah, they should release him. VDM has, if they have any case like they were claiming the last time, was that, you know, there's a petition. For crying out loud, if there's a petition against VDM, all you need to do is to invite him. Let him have his day in court. But you can't just pick him in a Gestapo style like we are in the Abacha days or Idi Amin days. Just coming out, you just put a hoodie on him, beat him like as if he was this common criminal. VDM is a role model to millions of the youth in Nigeria, all over the world. There were protests in Ghana. I don't know if you guys saw it. There were protests in Ghana because he affected life. The other time, he saw a video of kids sitting on a bare floor. He thought he promised that he was going to come and take care of those kids. And he did. He went to Ghana for those kids. It was in that same missionary journey that he got to find out those kids that were trafficked from the north, right? So this guy has been doing the Lord's work, and Nigerians and every other freedom-loving people appreciate what he's doing. And so the EFCC should, as a matter of urgency, release him, let him have his day in court, and then let's know, you know, what it is that he has done. The EFCC, the government should speak to the people and say, this is the reason why VDM is being arrested. Because why, you know, the reason why they don't even think of doing things like that is because they don't feel that they are accountable to the people. That's why. In a sane society, will you take a public figure like VDM, since on Friday, today is Tuesday, it has exceeded the constitutionally guaranteed time that you should keep someone without trial, which is 24 hours. Today is Tuesday. How many hours is there? You haven't spoken to the people to say this is the reason. There are protests. You couldn't come to say this is the reason or I'm releasing it. That is because they are not accountable to the people. They can do whatever they feel like doing and they will get away with it because the people doesn't count. So it's unfortunate, it's painful, but they shouldn't take this like, I don't know, is it Max Weber, Aristotle? I can't remember, but those who make peaceful change impossible make violent change inevitable. The EFCC should heed to this. They should release VDM and let him have his day in court. They cannot be the judge in their case and be the jury in their case and be the executioner in their case. It's not proper. So now that he has been arrested, either you take him to court and let's have him in court, or you release him. It's an advice.
Now we can see the protests. There's heavy protests in Nigeria. You see that this one is the protest in Abuja, and there's protests in a lot of places as well. Sam, do you think that this protest will make any changes?
Sure. See, one thing we fail to understand is that these uprisings scares the little few, the few people on top there, the people you call your leaders and the top class. They fear stuff like this because, like Kamal says, there's something you call a the dictatorship of the glory threats. At the point, if the poor masses decide that they want to take the law into their hands, that they want to take back what belongs to them, the bourgeois, the few elites, they will run away. But the problem is that the courage is not there yet. That's why I said earlier that what they're asking for, they may get it from, holding up a VDM, because that revolution that is brewing in Nigeria all this while might start from here. Because this guy has, shown himself as the voice of the voiceless, and he has given people, the courage or the sense that, I can get up and challenge injustice. I can get up one day and challenge, the status quo. So they know this protest, all these uprisings, is going to affect change. Just believe me, they're going to release it. Or what they say, they will explain time. Because when they arrested him, they didn't say anything. Like Mr. V said, they came like a commando, like Abacha boys. But after that, they admitted they arrested him. After that, now they agree that they'll be sending him invitations for financial malfeasance. Now, they're going to take him to court. But there's something there I want to ask. Why do they refuse his family to bring food for him? What was the reason? They trust their own food more than their family food. So all these things, they're biting more than they can chew.
Maybe they're trying to protect him. They don't want anything to happen to him under their custody.
No. What happened was that initially they refused him being fed by his family, but according to VDM's elder brother, when Deji Adeyoju put a call across and made some other moves, they were allowed to give him the food. So at the end of the day, he was, he got the food from his family. But my take is that, listen, this thing cannot just it's not something that is going to end up well. First of all, Nigeria is a laughing stock in the eyes of the international community,
Yes.
because
Yes.
these are the things that happens, and then you wonder, like, is this a sane claim, right? You are supposed to be fighting financial crimes. I wonder how come you said it's cyberbullying and you are EFCC. You're supposed to be dealing with financial crime, and now you are handling a case of purported cyberbullying, because according to the counsel to VDM, Deja Adeyoju, there's no single petition that has been brought to his table. Not even one. So how can you be claiming cyberbullying at the same time? If it's a petition, you are supposed to send it to the council so that he will have his day in court. But none of those. All you did was to carry out a Gestapo kind of operation on him, like he was this. Listen, Bello Truji is there. Bello Truji that is killing and maiming and raping people is there.
Mr. V, you saw when they were telling, there was a protest I was watching. They said, take care of Bello, leave VDM. Take care of Bello, leave VDM. You see, that's how people know what is going on. People know exactly what is going on. So just put these two people in perspective here.
These people know. There's this guy, Kyari, who was the former GMD of NNPC. He is purported to have stolen or misappropriated more than $2 billion. $2 billion. EFCC. Where is Kyari? How far with that case? Listen, they are not short of cases to handle. The problem is that because these are not their priority, all they are doing, like Sam said, is try to mute the voice that is speaking the truth to power. That's all it is. That's all it is. How all of a sudden he has petition for cyberbullying. Yari Kyari, who was the GMD of NNPC, is there. Yaya Bello, who the EFCC, oh God, who the EFCC said he misappropriated almost 100 billion naira. He's there in his mansion, enjoying his freedom. How many? That's the reason why Nigeria is the way it is. Tell me, amongst them, who will be able to stand for the people? All they do is they come on TV or radio station and speak all manner of big English. They make I just talk. They just speak grammar, like say they know what it they do. At the end of the day, that's why there's one preacher, I can't remember his name right now. People say he's not educated. He doesn't speak good English and things like that. I think it's Odumeje. He said, as far as he's concerned, the whole Nigeria is full of illiterate. He said, everybody in Nigeria. You know why? He said, because show me your result. That's what he meant. If you think you are wise, if you are educated, and you know what you're doing, show me your result. Mr. Sam, look at Singapore today. Look at Malaysia.
Yes.
These are countries that came back in the days to take palm nuts from Nigeria. Look at the United Arab Emirates came cap in hand begging Nigeria to loan them money back in the days. Today, look at where these are the things that VDM is trying to speak out for. And he keeps saying that the youth have to stand up, because if you don't, and they know that that voice is picking up, the youth are seeing a role model in him. And the system felt, well, if this goes on, then they might have a lot to contend with. So can we just find a way to like silence that out?
Yeah.
Otherwise, tell me why you stole my mother's money, not once, not twice, severally, and I say, okay, let me just go and ask you guys, how can you please take care of this? This is improper. An institution that is backed by the law, you cannot allow this to happen. And then what happened? The same day, EFCC from nowhere, and at some point, there's this side of there's a rumor mill going on the other side of town that it was a joint operation, kind of a joint operation for VDM.
That was DSS and
You know, they said when you hear joint operation, you understand that is the state. So you are saying this, and then the likes that are those guys that are terrorizing the whole of the country, the likes of Bello Truji, the likes of, I keep calling this guy's name because this guy does this with impunity, and these guys are on TikTok, for goodness sake. These guys are on social media. Say something about the government today, they're going to come and pick you at the point that you are. But how come these guys are doing all what they're doing? You pay ransom in millions to these guys, and nothing happened. Come on. And
Victor, those guys are fast. What about Yaya Bello?
Yaya Bello is, listen, you know, the, what's his name? Is it Oswald Animal Farm? You read the Animal Farm, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that some animals are more equal than others. These are the class. These are the ruiners of Nigeria. Like my beloved, someone I love and look up to, like Dele Farotimi. He said the ruiners of Nigeria, the ruiners of Nigeria. Yes, those are their class. How did Yaya Bello came to be? Someone who became a governor without contesting? Yes, that's the kind of individual that the system threw up. If you are decent, to be honest, I don't think the system will ever allow you to even have a space in that environment, because you can't even stand it. Do you think, let me ask you guys, just to speak to the political system and the politicians in Nigeria, do you think if the likes of the way the National Assembly is constituted right now, do you think if we had this kind of assembly, that Olusegun Obasanjo wouldn't have had totem?
Sure,
It would have been possible.
On his mandate, they shall stand.
It would have been a walk in the park.
Yeah.
But remember, the likes of Ken Namani stood his ground as a Senate president to say this is inconsistent with the Constitution, even though, like I have always contended with the 1999 Constitution, I think it's a military document as far as I'm concerned, because a document that lies against itself to say we the people, and there've never been a time that we the people sat down to postulate that document. So it is something, it should be, I mean, a discussion for another day, all right? So I'm bringing this up because of Yaya Bello. These are the same class of people. So they throw them. The system doesn't eat up itself. That's why you see today someone wakes up, go to bed as a PDP member and wakes up as an APC. Ask yourself why the whole state has just suddenly decamped to APC.
Yeah.
The whole state
System.
just suddenly wake up and say, "Oh, they are decamping to APC." What are your reasons? In a sane society, you would have enumerated the good things that APC has done or represents that is attracting you to them. You would have said, "Oh, APC has done this, APC has done B, or APC is going to do this, and these are the signs." But did you hear anything like that? Nah.
Nope.
So you talking about Yaya Bello is already, you already know, because he's there with them. That's why the case was. Listen, over here, when people talk to me about Nigeria, there's a way I relate to them. There's a way I talk to them about it, because, I always cover my face in shame when especially my friends in my circle, when they throw these facts to my face, I just play them down and then just wiggle my way around it. But I'm not proud of what is happening there, brothers. I am not. I hope things will change.
Our time has come to an end, but I want us to take few reactions from people abroad, people in diaspora, and these are foreigners who are talking about what's going on with the Very Dark Man. Honestly,
Yeah.
Nigeria is trying to mess the image of Nigeria outside, and we in diaspora, I think the mud is right on our face. So let's just take few reactions.
EFCC, this is a serious warning, and I hope you guys listen very well. You cannot arrest Very Dark Man, a freedom fighter, like a Tories leader. You guys should free Very Dark Man within the next 48 hours.
I heard my brother, Very Dark Man, has been arrested by EFCC, like all brothers. Ross is very angry because he's a good person. And it's not just empty talking. Let me tell you how I got to know Very Dark Man. There was a Tanzanian named Peter who took Ross and shoes, was 1 million in cash, and he tried to teach me. Nigeria's brothers told me to seek VDM's help. I just messaged my program to VDM, and the next day, he make a video to expose it. Later, Ross get a little money back. He was willing to help a stranger, Chinese, without any reward. So Ross says he's a good person, and impossible to have done anything illegal. So I want to say to the Nigeria government, so I think you are arrested with him because he often speaks out on those public issues. You cannot solve the problem. So you choose to silence those who racism. Isn't that shameless? Nigeria brothers, please share this video and leave your supportive comments. Tell the government that it's a democratic and a free country. It should tolerate critical voice because all Nigeria wants their country to become better and stronger. Please release VDM immediately.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know this guy? I know about this guy's case. The last Chinese guy that spoke, right?
Yeah.
He was fleeced by someone back then, and someone asked him to send a DM to VDM. So he DM'd him with the case, with facts and documents about the transaction that he had with the guy, and VDM took the case up, and the guy had to pay up. And VDM visited the guy. Not the last time that VDM went to China, he saw the guy. Yeah, so he's truthful. He's truthful, and this is not because he's looking for clout. This is who he is. He has his flaws, but by and large, I mean, he has the thing that we seek from leaders. And even though VDM is 31, born in, April 8th, 1994, he's a young man. Remember the likes of Buhari. How old was Buhari when he became the head of state? How old was Yakubu Gowon when he became the head of state? How old was Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida when he became the head of state? It's now that, because they've turned everything the other way, you have to be like amongst this certain set of people to be, maybe you have to be 80 or you have to be, I don't know. But the thing is, we naturally used to have young leaders who have this thing in there going for them. Their brains and thing, their vision are they still far, unlike what we have today.
Fela said something there that I want to touch. He said that Nigerians don't want to die. Maybe it's Africans in general, we don't want to die. And I think that's one major problem that Nigeria has. Nigerians are hardworking, we're independent, we don't depend on our government. But to be honest, their policies, whatever they are doing is affecting Nigerians all over the world. So I think it's time for everybody to start speaking up. I'm not saying that anybody should give their life, right? But it's time for everybody to use their platform to start speaking up. Thank God for social media in this age and time. This generation is different. You cannot silence them, right? And they say the stubborn fly goes to the grave with the corpse. Our leaders, so-called leaders in quotes, they have been stubborn. So far, Very Dark Man is one case. We have the case of Nnamdi Kanu. We have the case of what Sowore went through too. A lot of cases. Sir Dele Farotumi's case, a lot of cases like that. We that are speaking, maybe if we enter Nigeria, right at the airport, they may pick up as well. They may pick us as well. So
I will always speak. I'm always in Nigeria. I'll be in Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, next week. So I'm always there. It's nothing. We just
tell me where you kept your money.
To be good.
Where you going?
Huh? No, that one. Now, sure. Now, the thing is that we have to speak truth to power in our little way.
Of
right?
course.
We have to okay. So VDM is there now. If they succeed in silencing him, so what else? Everybody just stays and then everything goes. You have traveled. At least I know that you and I, we've been to several countries. Where in Europe have you been where you get to the airport and then someone will be asking you for money?
Lagos.
Where?
Lagos, Europe.
You never say anything. Listen, that's what I'm trying to say, that we need for change to come, there have to be we have to do something. It is only it is said that the literal and connoted meaning and explanation of insanity is doing something in a particular way and expecting the same result.
Is the fault of we Nigerian youths. We have allowed this to continue. People like Tinubu, they fought. They fought the government of those days. Military government, they fought the government of Abacha. But my generation failed Nigeria. And we're still failing Nigeria. The question is, should we continue to fail Nigeria? Should we fold our arms and watch few old criminals mess up our country. Look at what Ibrahim Traore is
thing is-
doing. He's doing there in Burkina Faso.
Oh,
We just have to call it a night.
Yes, I mean that's the topic for another day. Trust me, that's the topic. Trust me.
So what's your final
That's
take?
a whole lot of topic.
Let's call it a night.
I mean, Sam has been waiting patiently. I don't know. He has a lot to say because he always say that he has to go. So Sam has something
No,
to say,
you
right?
go on. Because of time, we don't have time anymore. Your final
Okay,
take.
so the thing is, so my take is that like I said, VDM should be released, and whatever it is that the EFCC or the government have against him, let him have his day in court. Let Nigeria don't. But Nigeria should portray itself to the rest of the world as a sane client, as a sane society where there's rule of law. These are the indices that attract or distract foreign investment. If these investors they listen and they see what is going on, if they see that you don't have the rule of law, they're not sure. If a citizen doesn't get justice, that is not treated by the rule of law, how can an investor, a foreign investor, get a different treatment? So they see these things. So the government should know that it is the marketing of the Nigerian brand whenever things like this happen. It's pull people back. So they should release him, release VDM. They should release VDM. Make sure that if like there's a rumor out there that he has this a lot numerous petition, so he should have his day in court. People are protesting, and the government hasn't come out to speak. The EFCC should be able to come out and say, this is the reason why, this is what we are about to do, this is what we are doing, even though as we speak right now, they've already run foul of the law. As far as I'm concerned, it has exceeded the stipulated time, 24 hours, at most 48. Right now, he was arrested on Friday. Today is Tuesday, right? So he's supposed to be released. So please, my final take is that, especially, I want to speak to the Rattels. You keep speaking. I mean, if you don't have any other choice, it's never going to be a change except you make that change. And how to effect that change is to by at least speaking up. VDM has put himself there. Now that he's in this, the Rattel have to stand up, stand for him. Nigerians have to stand for him. I'm impressed, to be honest, with the outburst. And shout out to Arise, Arise. Shout out to them for trying to do the right thing. Even though I have some few individuals there that it doesn't sit well with me and them. But shout out to Arise. Shout out to Rufi. Shout out to Ojinika. Shout out to others and that are doing the nice job. We appreciate you guys. You guys should just keep doing it, because journalism in Nigeria is almost dead. And if once that is gone, what else? You just whatever the government want to say, that's what the people hear, and the people are not informed, and they wouldn't act right. So, my final take is that VDM should be released ASAP. They should be released, because what is going on in Nigeria is not sitting well with the international community, because they are seeing Nigeria as a laughing stock. Like it's like they just look at this and say, look at black people. I mean, like as if they don't know what they're doing. So he should be released ASAP. And then final warning. Final warning. I have one thing to say. There's this guy they call Dion. Let him just go and sit down. I mean, I don't want to use, harsh word on him, but from what he's saying, man, this guy is... Even the Bible says that if a fool doesn't open his mouth, he wouldn't have been known to be a fool. Dion, if you don't have anything to say, can you just shish, and it would be better that people don't know what is inside, because once you say what you say, the way you sound, trying to ridicule VDM. You have VDM no date the same place. You have VDM no date the same level. You know fit be VDM. You know fit. You know fit. You be you know fit. You know be charm. You know which VDM.
It's over because of time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Sam, any final statements? Your audio is bad. I think we'll have to call it a night.
Yep.
My closing statement is that a wise man once said that power is not given. Grab it. Run with it. So, the choice is ours. I'm speaking to Nigerian youth. We have the power. So, election is not just when to exercise this power and rights that we have. We have to speak out. If the government is not doing well, we have to oppose the government legally. It's our right. It's our right to protest. It's our right to use our platform to protest. And if one of us is arrested while doing the right thing, I think all of us should be ready to be arrested as well. So thank you very much. God bless you. Sam, are you ready, friend? Okay, I think. Sam, are you ready? Sorry, Sam, I can't hear you. So we'll have to call it a night from here. Thank you very much, family. God bless you.
Activist continued detention without formal charges. His tweet reads, "The arrest and continued detention of social media influencer and outspoken critic Martin Osher, widely known as Very Dark Man, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is yet another blatant abuse of power by the Tinubu administration, which has made political repression a hallmark of its rule. Even more alarming is the fact that Martin Osher remains in custody without any formal charges is a flagrant violation of his constitutional rights and a chilling reminder of the growing authoritarianism under this government. This latest episode is part of a disturbing pattern, the Tinubu regime's relentless assault on the fundamental freedoms of Nigerians, particularly those who dare to speak truth to power or align with the political opposition. We must not allow state-sponsored repression to become the defining character of our democracy, while security agencies are quick to target dissenters and critics, often in complete disregard of due process. Political loyalists with credible allegations of corruption walk free, trading psychophancy for immunity. The Tinubu administration's systematic crackdown on opposition voices is nothing short of disgraceful. It is an affront to democratic norms and must be fiercely condemned and resisted. A quick comment from you before we move to the next story.
I mean, I think